Hello!
Salutations! Wait, that's not hello, sorry. Hello! Who here is excited for some semi-final action here?
I certainly am. I've been looking forward to this race for a few days now. So super excited to see it kick off. I feel like this has been like a really awesome tournament so far. So it is exciting to see it kind of winding down and seeing the top tier runners go head to head.
Indeed, Goomba, our number 4 seed, versus Kohrek, our number 67th seed, in what is going to be probably an intense match, starting already with the... Well, okay, that's just a sign of things to come if the seed hash at the start didn't tell us anything.
Yeah, it's never good when you start off with just a single rupee out of that chest. I feel like the free items, when they turn out to be trash, kind of set the whole pace for the game. Oh, but Kohrek getting lucky with an 8 bomb drop there, giving us a look at Hylia Island with nothing but a compass. Oh, half magic right off the bat.
Ooh. Half magic at the Lake Hylia Cave and Witch's Hut with Skullwood's back.
That half magic early on, that is nice.
And... wow. Freebie small keys, anyone? It's... I think that was actually vanilla.
Yeah, that's something you don't want to see. The dungeons holding their own keys. Oh, and another 8 bomb drop on Kohrek's side. Goomba setting up that fake flipper to go over and check the useless fairy drop. Let's see what that is today. Kohrek finding the Kakariko well over in Hyrule Castle area.
Well, we already have some bombs, so that's 5 free items for us. In the meantime, Goomba has found Uncle at Pointless Fairy. So 2 items here, one of which is just some munitions. And a normal fairy over at Hyrule Castle, so we're gonna have to find our way to the roof, maybe.
I never like seeing Uncle in any spot other than the lumberjack. I always feel more comfortable when he's there.
That's everyone. Also, that's a Book of Mudora at the first well chest. And early flippers, well, at least Goomba took care of the Houlihan room beforehand.
Yeah, Kohrek finding some money in that well, so I don't think that's going to be a big problem for him. But yeah, that could pose a problem early on with finding money. Let's see where the Sanctuary takes us today as Goomba goes and checks the Hyrule Castle area. Just some hearts for Goomba's tree pool. Looks like Sanctuary is actually in a decent spot today, and we come to our first connector, which Kohrek's going to give us a look at.
Ooh, that's... We already have Dark World access, admittedly as a bunny, but we'll take it.
Yeah, that's a really nice connector, and with those flippers, that's pretty much access to all of the Dark World.
Most of it. We can't exactly enter back of Witch's Hut. Well, you know, the northeastern part, I should be more specific.
Yeah, they're going to need a glove for that, but I have a feeling that we're going to see that pretty quickly in this seed.
Maybe, maybe not.
Oh, there's the mushroom over at the checkerboard cave on Kohrek's side.
Now, here's a question. Do you immediately trade that mushroom in, or do you save it in hopes of a Mad Batter sequence break?
Oh, wow. That is a nice key to find. That is our small key to Swamp Palace. We don't know what any of our dungeons are currently, but that is one of the small keys that are really, truly to find.
And that's Spectacle Rock Outlook. We have 300 rupees over there, and if we get there, a hint tile.
Library just having a couple bombs for us today.
Still good to mark. And apparently the tavern had moved to the shack. At least we're taking care of our early Kakariko plays, well, early, as both of them are literally high-fiving each other to a storyteller. Pay 20 rupees, gain knowledge.
Oh, crack on the pyramid is not going to be useful for us today. Nice hint to know.
Alright, no need for that big bomb then.
And just a heart piece from our bottle vendor.
And the Western Snitch House? Well, it's a shop. Now, how about that well? Well is lumberjack. I couldn't see what the item is, but...
I thought it looked like a key, but I could be wrong. Oh, it's a map.
Well, Kohrek's going for it. Not necessarily a bad idea. We do need to know where the crystals are.
Yeah, that early knowledge is really nice.
May want to abort that thought. Double check on Goomba side. That was the map of Hyrule Castle. We don't need that.
Oh, we do find the generous thief there, where we can get 50 quick rupees, which Kohrek is going to take advantage of.
And...
oh, a desert entrance.
Desert right in left side Elder Home. And Kohrek is just going to go in right now. But I can't help but notice that we haven't found much here. We found desert, library, connector at blacksmiths, and technically a one-way connector in Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, Kakariko definitely came up a little dry for us today.
Uh-oh, small key, torch, and... well, we don't need the Ice Palace big chest.
Kohrek just going ahead and checking all of his connectors right away. Of course, there really isn't much more to do in Kakariko, and a quick save and quit will get him right back. Wow, another Dark World connector.
As Goomba now has access to book and flippers. So at the very least, you know, we already have two ways to access the Dark World without needing a glove, but admittedly the Moon Pearl would be helpful. Ah, that's where the blacksmiths are today. Right by home.
Not a terribly great location for them to be unless we find that flute.
And, oh, Desert Center, or Desert Front, takes us through the caves. Oh, gosh, connector to connector.
I feel like we're getting all of those connectors out of the way pretty early as Goomba goes ahead and turns in that mushroom.
We haven't found the potion shop yet, so this is where I'm wondering if it was perhaps a good idea, but we'll see. And... oh... we are running out of holes here. That was Pointless Fairy. Meantime, C-shaped house, I didn't see where that was, but... at least we have the map of Skull Woods.
Yeah, that's going to be in the top part of Kakariko.
Ah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, we're down to... if I'm trying to remember my holes here. We haven't seen Ganon Hole, we haven't seen Lumberjack, and we haven't seen Mad Batter. Well, there's Mad Batter. Oh, no. This, no matter what, this is guaranteed Aka 1 or Aka 2. Well, we have a long one. Question is, how long?
Ooh, Misery Mire over in the Lumberjack's hut.
Alright. And
Kohrek finding Sahashala, as we see that Ganon is on Aga 2. On Aga 1, sorry.
that means Lumberjack is at Pyramid. I don't know how I feel about this. And green pendant at Desert. Alright, so... Oh, we did see Lumberjack Cave, right. Oh, the Lost Woods Thief is at Pyramid. Thank you, Recitador. I was like, did we already see that? I had forgotten. Still, that's one item that hopefully we don't need. This is already an Aga 1 required seed, and I don't know how I feel about that. Also... looks like we're gonna get some early pedestal hype here. Goomba wants to know what's up there.
I like this play. That early knowledge can be really important. And Ped is dead.
Sorry, Chad. I know how much you liked it. But hey, we have an Aga 1 required seed. Which I know may not be much for some of the folks here, but, you know, we have an extra boss to go through. Perhaps we should explain exactly which bosses actually have to be taken out, considering... Ooh! Hi, Thieves Town! Considering the mode that we're playing here. So this is Crossworld Keysanity, where Crossworld is the entrance mode, Keysanity is the key logic, and basically, we don't need all the crystals. We do need that glove, though. And so, since all the entrances are shuffled, we don't need to take out Ganon's Tower. There may be some good items there, but we only need the 7 crystals, and we've already found the Ganon Hole. Problem. Today, the Ganon Hole is at the Lumberjack, so that's Aga 1 blocked.
We did find that small key to Hyrule Castle, so hopefully we will get to see what's in the back of Escape without that hammer, since it is over at the Smiths today.
Chad is already discussing how bad this seed could be. Also, story time. Wow, that was almost prophetic there. Goomba learned of what Kohrek just discovered.
Just $20 over at the race game today, so I don't think our racers are going to be too interested in that.
But how about the library? Just some fortune.
Yeah, unfortunately for Kohrek, not getting in Thieves Town as soon as Goomba did, he's going to have to leave behind a couple checks over here in the desert area, one being that stone that he can't lift up. But he does have that book, so he can open Desert Palace entrance.
Oh, Pyramid has blue mail and a bottle. And the freebie item? Hey, we just got ourselves a fairy. Distad, the glove was the second chest in Thieves Town. Well, since we do have a book, let's actually see what is inside the Desert Palace entrance.
Yeah, that's an easy entrance to forget that you have access to with the book. But that does open up our Super Bunny Cave today. The good end.
Well, the exit end, but the exit is where the items are. Not necessarily the best items, but I won't object to 300 rupees.
Yeah, it's definitely not the worst thing they can find.
But yeah, at this point, we have access to a number of locations here. And Goomba's deciding to visit the Bird Lover. And if you don't know what I mean, please play A Link Between Worlds. It's a good game.
Nothing but 10 arrows.
Also, Kohrek is about to get that Power Glove. While Goomba's thinking about checking out the Eastern Palace area. Well, there are 4 entrances that haven't been seen, this being one of them. And oh, there's some knowledge there. Not only did we find Ice Palace, but we know where Sick Kid is located. Sick Kid is Fire Rod locked today, which means the Fire Rod becomes a fetch quest item.
Bottom of Spiral Cave on Goomba's side.
Unfortunately, the bottom of Spiral Cave doesn't really reward anything. And now Kohrek is going to learn about knowledge that was gained the old-fashioned way, while, ooh, Venus the Upgrade Fairy has taken over Eastern Palace. But yeah, at this point...
Wow. ET.
That's a little early. But then again, this is sometimes the nature of cross keys.
Oh, that desert's small.
That may come in handy. We do have access to desert easily. And so what is that torch item? Oh my gosh, 2 torches have 2 small keys, and we don't know if we need them yet. Meantime, Kohrek is checking the Death Mountain entrance, and Agina decided that the desert was too much. But only money. We are almost out of Light World checks here.
Wow, finding a lot of dungeons though early on as Goomba enters Pod for the first time.
Pod, Thieves Town, Desert, Misery Mire, Back of Skullwoods, Ice Palace Street. Yeah, that's effectively 7. With another bottle for the taking. But I don't think it's worth spending that small key yet. And make that 8. That is the treasure side of Turtle Rock. And okay, Goomba is going farther in. That's actually our first heart container of the match, if I've counted right. And our first big key up. Oh my gosh, we may have a potential bomb jump to get that treasure in Turtle Rock now. That's the big key.
That is quite interesting. We do have several more locations that we can check with those flippers. Unfortunately, Goomba has not found as many money drops as Kohrek has. He doesn't have the money for Zora as of yet.
Well, it's time to go visit a boutique. Welcome to the Light World Shopping Mall. Okay, I am aware boutiques and malls are not exactly the same, but you know, we've got stuff available here.
Wow, we certainly do.
Turtle Rock Laser Bridge. There are 4 items available here, but technically we don't have access to them. I mean, yes, we could sequence break the logic, but, and in all honesty, I'm suspecting Goomba may do that after checking out this 3rd entrance, but we'll see. Ah, the other fairy ended up... Oh!
Wow!
I suspect we need to go to the treasure entrance of Turtle Rock almost immediately. That's the Cane of Samaria. And, that right there is why, Laser Bridge is not in logic right now.
Yeah, 4 Heart Laser Bridge just feels bad, no matter who's doing it.
But it is possible to dodge with quick maneuvers. Like
mirror!
Oh, that is a sequence broken mirror. In order to get that mirror by logic, we need some way to avoid the lasers. That is either Mirror Shield, Cane of Burna, or the Magic Cape. We have none of them. But then again, these runners don't care that much about the logic. The Receiver door does bring up a good point. Hold on, big key to Pod.
Wow.
A little early for that, but right now, I genuinely have to wonder what is available as, well, Yeah, Goomba sequence breaking again. This is a dark room. Technically, you're supposed to have the lantern, but just place the block, hold up in that entire room, you get through. And so we're in the single roller room. Green potion, not as big of a deal. That's our third bottle already, though. But hey, extra knowledge.
Yeah, Goomba found the sewers key. I just marked the wrong one by accident.
And for the record, only getting the chests is out of logic, at least as far as those 4 chests go. You can cross the bridge without a problem. Now, again, crossing the dark room, we've established that is a sequence break, but again, our runners do not care. Lava chest. Is this 2 heart containers we found in Turtle Rock so far?
I know one for sure. I'm not sure about the second.
Alright, Chain Chomp Room. Magic Powder. And Goomba is saving and quitting. There could have been the potential to check another entrance, but we can easily get back to Turtle Rock as Kohrek has found a dark cave. I have no clue which cave. We'll just have to keep an eye out on it. But yeah, with that mirror, we have more potential here as Swamp Palace has been found by Kohrek. And wait, Southwest Death Mountain Foothills leads to Mimic Cave. I forget which one that is.
Yeah, I stopped trying to figure those ones out. I'm like, I'll find it when I get there. Oh, Moon Pearl!
And the bow on Zora Ledge. Flippers were definitely, if required, this seed. And King Zora not helping our cause. But at the very least, you know, we're now the archer class. Now, Desert Left took us to a Mysterious Shop, and Desert South took us to the Turtle Rock connector. But now with that mirror, we have East Death Mountain access.
And unfortunately, other than the bow, we don't really have any decent permanent weapons, but Kohrek is going to go right ahead and check the right side of Pod.
Not a bad idea. And also... oh, well, that hint didn't help. Now with the mirror in hand, we are in East Death Mountain. With a dev room. Kind of a pointless dev room, but it's a dev room.
Oh, the dam.
With ether. Also, I only saw a second shield on pod east side. Was there anything else?
I was watching Goomba. I don't believe it was anything, though.
Ooh, there's Hookshot Cave, and the big chested turtle rock was just 5 rupees. Never mind. I was hoping there would be something in there, but not today. Also, was that 2 treasure chest games on East Death Mountain?
Yes, it was. East Death Mountain, other than Hookshot Cave, is pretty useless, so I'm sure we're going to see Goomba go ahead and check the connector.
Well, it certainly makes sense to do that. And technically, with Ether, that is logical access, but again, no one ever cares about that. And... wow. Just give us all the entrances, including Hype Cave, why not? We got bombs, we've got money, we've got piece of heart. That's where our second mail upgrade is, and another piece of heart.
Hype Cave, not very hyped today.
I am not objecting to extra defense, though. Ooh.
Wow, Kohrek really working hard to get that small key.
Oh!
Wow! Nice hint.
Left side Misery Mire potential worth. There is always one guaranteed hint for the big key to Ganon's tower. We've just found it. Also, Dark Cave, right side Death Mountain, bats. Is this backside Death Mountain Ascent? I hear the bats again. Yep, that was the old man. Goomba was not lost.
Old Man doesn't give us anything exciting, but we have not seen his location yet in this race, so that does give us 2 new exits. Both the front and the back of the Old Man save point gives us 2 entrances, so that's always exciting to check out as we find another Dark Cave, which is probably the back of the Old Man, because that's how sick this game is.
You mean... yeah, it's entirely possible. And... oh my gosh, all the games... What is this, Oracle of Ages?
Yeah, I definitely think Goomba's setting up for that Zora play, making some money pretty quick.
I mean, it's not a bad idea as we're apparently now in Rolling Ridge Mountains instead of Death Mountain. Also, whoa, hold on, Kohrek, how'd you get to Eastside Mire?
He bomb jumped over to Turtle Rock entrance to get to the laser eyes.
Thank you, that was my question. I mean, technically it is a logical place we can access, but it is good to know that that's knocked out. Ooh, King's Tomb now. Nothing there. And, oh, Kuko's hanging out in this foreboding swamp.
Unfortunately, in Bunny State, we won't be able to check that as we can't use bombs.
And, oh, of course, there's going to be a small key up on top of Spectacle Rock. All of our small keys require items today, apparently. Also, more story time. Crap, I was reading the hint and I missed where that small key went to. So,
One
Chad,
second.
yeah, Chad, if you could help, that would be appreciated.
Ganon's Tower.
Thank you. And map of Tower of Hera at the entrance that normally points to Tower of Hera. Kinda rude. Oh! Hyrule Castle moved to desert. And Spiral... Oh no, that's Super Bunny. That's the front entrance.
this is the gross entrance, unfortunately, for Goomba. But I'm pretty sure he was done on Death Mountain anyway, so...
Yeah, there were no more entrances to check out in Death Mountain, and... surprisingly, it's barren. It's like, there wasn't much, unless Hookshot Cave happens to have something. So at this point... rude! Uncle!
Wow.
Front entrance, it was Ice Palace.
Goomba about to find his entrance to Swamp Palace as well as his bow.
Well, Kohrek finds the mirror shield. Okay, at this point, Laser Bridge, I think, is in logic.
Goomba draining that dam is going to go ahead and get the first couple of chests here in Misery Mire.
You mean Swamp Palace?
That's what I meant, sorry.
It's okay. Of course, first couple is literally just the first two. Where we find the other single green rupee.
Yeah, he pulled a small key to Misery Mire, and that just stuck in my head.
But yeah, with what we have, Recitador is right. We have access to practically the entire world. Just only a few spots remain, really. And we don't have a traditional Dark World entrance, but we have, at the very least, you know, a desert entrance, a race game entrance, and Desert Palace to the other end. Turtle Rock leads us to the Haunted Wasteland. And, Kohrek is trying to find... bombs in the Dark Cross today. So, Q-Game, we're trying to put the pieces together. Basically, you have effectively given our runners access to many entrances, but we don't exactly know where our weaponry is. We've only really found a bow and, bombs, but they're not really permanent weapons. Alright, more sequence breaking into the back of escape. What do we have here? Key to pod, rupees, arrows, nothing.
Oh, Hyrule Castle really not paying off today.
Hyrule Castle may not pay off by itself, but the entrances may tell us a different tale. Rude game.
Oh, and Spiral Cave on Goomba's side. I'm going to check that right away, as that is a one-way trip.
Maybe a one-way trip, but we have easy access to get back to the Dark World. I would say take it.
Yeah, oh. Kohrek walking right past Desert, right where his Moon Pearl is.
However, that Moon Pearl was locked behind the Desert Palace small key.
Oh, I thought he got that. No, that was in GT.
Yep.
Goomba finds Aga Tower, which we are going to have to complete. Let's see what our Magic Bat has today.
Magic Bet today has knowledge of Ice Palace. And our first chest in Aga Tower, nothing. So yeah, now we get to do a solo Dark World tour. And that is correct, on Ratutox. Well, the three shields gave us access to Laser Bridge by logic, but again, no one cares about logic in this game.
Oh, front of T-Rock on Goomba's side. He does have access to one chest.
And we've learned that we don't need the big chest inside of Ganon's tower, so that's another one that we can knock out. And okay, there may be some minor disagreements about whether those three shields were the way to enter Laser Bridge, but, well, it gives us something, so I'm not going to argue it one way or the other. Alright, archery game today is another shop. There are a lot of shops by the Village of Outcasts today.
Yeah, for sure.
And okay, Goomba is smart. We're going to see what the race game left entrance is. That's our potion shop, and it's a big key to ice. Our runners don't really need that. Still good to know where the potion shop is.
Just a small key to Turtle Rock on the dig game.
Well, with two small keys, if you route your entrances carefully, that is enough to finish off Turtle Rock. As we now enter the VT Cave. Another dark cave. At this rate, we're never going to know where the back entrance of the old man is, because apparently it's just not going to be important.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way. We have access to so much, it doesn't seem like it's going to be terribly important.
And so, alright, Kohrek now knows where the big key of Ganon's tower is. We don't need that necessarily. Ooh, Bomb Shop today has Hera.
No big key, no small key, and no fire source, but this is 2 quick checks as well as a hint.
And, well, there we go. Goomba already learned of Turtle Rock, but Hera itself, nothing to gain. Slightly curious about Goomba's routing here, but that's where the other entrance of Hyrule Castle is. So that means our Hyrule Castle entrances are kind of ugly now that I'm looking at it. Center is Link's House Bonk Rocks. Right is back of Desert Entrance. And left is Dark Lake Hylia Shop. So, yeah, we were expected to have that mirror shield, I think. Alright, so, Jinxie, I know we were talking a little bit about, these 2 runners. Who have they taken out to get to the semifinal matchup?
I probably should have done my research, but I am not quite sure who all they have beaten to get to this point.
I'll try asking an easier question then. I mean, you've obviously seen both of these runners go at it quite a bit here. I know what it looks like on screen. Do you have any favorites as to who do you think would win just based off of instinct or whatever?
I think it's going to be really, really close. I think that these matches are going to come down to minutes, to small mistakes, to difference in routing, but I think both players are going to finish very, very closely to each other. I'm not really sure who I would say would hands down win, because I think that they are both at such a caliber that, it would be way too close to call. So I'm definitely excited to see how it's going to play out. I'm glad it's not just one race, that it's going to be 3, hopefully. And yeah, there's that.
Alright, I did get those names while you were answering my question, so don't feel too bad. So, Goomba has taken out to get to this semifinal matchup Dataplet, Matt7898, Sonic AM, Relkin96, and Dracaris. Kohrek has taken out Blaine, Bonta, Maximum Barnage, Megawatt, Namefaker89, and Wolfie83.
Yeah, those are some seriously good runners on their accomplishment list, so I definitely think it's going to be a great matchup.
And well, there's another shield. Well, actually, we've already seen all 3.
Looks Looks like Kohrek is about to discover Ganon's tower here.
Remember, Ganon's tower is located at Sahasrara's.
Yeah, but he's running out of things to do before he has to bunny walk.
Let me just put this in perspective, chat. We have found all 4 bottles. We have found all 3 shields. We have found our 2 tunic upgrades. We have not found a single flippin' sword. Pardon my language, but that's just rude.
This is also interesting because Kohrek is going to be able to check the chest 22 here in the tile room. And this was something that Goomba wasn't able to do when he first came.
Well, at least we know we don't need the tablets or the pedestal, so that book has mostly been taken care of. I am seriously going to hope that Tile Room does not have a sword. Then again, I don't know what I want to be there.
Just a heart piece. Goomba's about to find his entrance to Misery Mire, which he will be able to check the chicken hut as he has the moon ball.
And going to check the Kuko hut first. Let's see if this pays off, or if we're all going to go Kuko later. Wow! Oh my goodness! The hook shot buried in Kuko Swampland.
Now that could be really bad news for Kohrek, just because that's just one location. Like, there wasn't really anything else other than Hyrule Castle, but he's already done everything there. So that could spell trouble.
Honestly, I think Goomba both of our runners made intelligent routing decisions. It's just Goomba had the better choices. And I don't think, we can't fault Kohrek on this so far, but right now this is Goomba's game to lose here.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely didn't make any bad choices. It's just unfortunate when you kind of come to a location when you don't have something like the Moon Pearl, and then, that's just one thing out of 216. Like, you kind of have to figure out, like, what are your odds that something good is going to be there. And once he gets that Moon Pearl out of Desert, out of Desert Palace, that's just going to open up the whole rest of the world for him. So it's going to be a while till he's funneled kind of back to that area.
Now, folks, do not feel too bad. This is a best of 3, so one bad game is not going to ruin anything. But if this happens, 2 games in a row, then we can't help that. Our apologies.
1, 2, if Swamp Palace is a pendant and we don't need it, and Kohrek can hover, that hookshot isn't going to mean anything.
Problem with that plan, Jinxie. We're missing, land boots. We have water boots, but not the land boots.
Yeah, but I think they'll show up.
The way this is shaping up, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up with a surprise bootless, fluteless seed here.
Although, neither one of the runners have really isolated spots, so I'm pretty sure that Kohrek is going to keep in the back of his mind that Chicken Hunt was there. So, I mean, I definitely wouldn't count him out of the race just yet.
And okay, Recedador is technically correct. Because there are small keys on torches, by logic, it's impossible for it to be purely bootless, but we can hope, effectively, that they're just superfluous keys to Misery Mire and Skull Woods. Oh, Ganon. Right. We do need boots in order to access Ganon. I am not used to Ganon being behind Aga 1. But look at Kohrek. Kohrek is about to be bunnyless. And Goomba just realized, wait, I don't need this entrance right now. And for the record, Big J's, I've often seen Ganon at the blacksmiths.
Also, neither runner was able to open up Misery Mire, so that is more incentive for Kohrek to go over there. Oh, and we're getting a look at where the Spectacle Rock Connector takes us.
This is a one-way journey. But where does this journey take us? Oh my goodness. Well, at the very least, Goomba now has incentive to take a dive. And no, I don't mean surrender, I mean literally hop in some water. We are making our way towards the Dark World shopping mall. Okay, Chad, I don't know how you can fall asleep with all of these floating mushrooms dropping bombs, but you may want to wake up. We're here. Bomb entrance first. Another dark cave. And ooh, Mire Shed. West Mire Shed to be specific. With a map of Misery Mire and 20 rupees. That was Block Cave. How about Open Cave? Sanctuary Bonk Rocks with silvers! While in the meantime, Kohrek found Paradox. I missed where that was.
That's over in the Dark Sanctuary entrance.
Thank you. With 2 big keys, Skullwoods and Thieves Town.
Wow, Thieves Town is a pretty big one to find.
And other half of Paradox, so far bombs, maps.
Ooh, a hammer!
So our first weapon comes in at the 5825. Well, you know, our first permanent weapon there. Also, that's where Bumper Cave ends up. Thank you, non-consumable. That's what I was looking for. Our first non-consumable weapon 5820. And so, Goomba's going to visit a catfish while Kohrek is visiting a graveyard. Oh my gosh. Catfish with a fire rod, and graveyard ice cave with nothing. So yeah, once our runners get the other items, that's going to come in handy, but note, Goomba's position has a hookshot, so Goomba's going to learn about it. And in the meantime, I had missed where one of the Paradox cave entrances took us, but apparently Kohrek is back, so it couldn't have been far.
Yeah, he just went back out the same entrance he came in, so he's just checking those connectors now.
Well, there's a decent connector right there. And there's Desert back. We had to go through Paradox Cave in order to find it. And our Lily hookshot was found effectively where the Agines Cave is in the Dark World. We had to go through Turtle Rock to get there and then blow up the Kuko house. And I had just missed what that was.
Ether.
Thank you. So Ether and Quake needed for those entrances today. Oh, this was the race game connector. The other connector I was thinking of was Sahasrara connector. Never mind. I got mine backwards. But it's the whammy. And you are correct, J. Coper. Goomba just picked up that key. Or that hammer. Well, two big keys and a hammer, so it's all good. And My Pink Friday, neither runner has done a lot of map checks yet, if any.
Oh, Spike Cave over on Goomba's side.
Well, we have the hammer, but we don't have... I think we do have 2 bottles at Fairy, so if we really wanted to push it, we could, but I don't know if Spike Cave itself is properly in logic yet. In the meantime, here's Hookshot Cave's items. Starting with a map. There's actually our 3rd small key to Turtle Rock. Some money, and a piece of heart. Hookshot Cave didn't really have much.
Yeah, that was definitely a whammy there.
And chat is again correct. We are still missing swords. But hey, at least with Fire Rod we can visit Sick Kid, which probably means Sick Kid has a sword. But I guess now is a good time as ever to enter Skullwoods and at least get some of the freebie items. And oh yeah, Goomba never took care of Magic Bat yet, but in this case, we know it's not going to be important. And as chat is correctly saying, Kohrek will soon have that Fire Rod to have some more power.
It's over in the Dark Mire area.
And there's our first map check. I saw Skullwoods being a pendant, Ice Palace being a crystal, but I missed what else.
Looks like Pot and Misery Mire are also crystals.
Thank you. And that was a small key to Ice Palace in the front. And oh, look at Kohrek. Kohrek is going to go for Hookless Swamp, as Lord Xenu calls it. But unfortunately, well, we happen to know that Hookshot's not going to be found in Swamp Palace, but other things could be.
Skullwood's not really cooperating for Goomba today.
No, Goomba had to collect the booby prize effectively. But at the very least, we are at the front part, so we do have access to most of the remaining chests here. And now Kohrek is going left side swamp. We know we have to go left side mire, but will we need left side swamp? And also, Sick Kid is now open for business. Aww.
I thought for sure he was gonna have something.
But that wasn't the something we were hoping for.
Yeah, definitely not. Nope, this is not intentionally swordless. Unfortunately, our swords seem to be pretty well hidden throughout the game so far. Looks like Goomba's gonna go head back and check Spiral Cave.
I don't think we saw the reward from Spiral Cave yet, have we?
I believe it was just 20 rupees. Or a heart piece. It wasn't anything exciting.
Speaking of, well, not really exciting anymore, but there's your magic cape on left side swamp. And yeah, you were right, 20 rupees. Ah, but now with everything in hand, Goomba can take the vanilla portals. And win an unofficial category involving a bunch of beds in a room. Also, left side swamp did have a small key to pod, so at least we know that, logic-wise, we were required to head over there. But again, our runners don't care about logic. Ooh. I think I like this play. What about you, Jinxie?
Yeah, definitely an interesting one, but I think, we have the stuff to go ahead and clear it. May as well. Better them than me, though.
Now Kohrek is going to the Dark World shopping mall and will be heavily disappointed by the results. Well, okay, maybe not heavily disappointed. Those are silver arrows, but it's not progression at this point. Technically progression for, final phase of Ganon, but not really necessary. I'm reasonably sure our runners know the spin strategies. Okay, Goomba, that bomb was rude. I'm on your side there. And so was that, Samaria block. And, Chad,
Nice Ice Palace Big Key hint when we already know Ice Palace Big Key, Big Chest is crap, but there we go.
we'll take what we can get right now.
Goomba also has access to a lot of GT currently. I'm wondering if he's going to head there after.
Let's see, Hammer and Hook Shot would give us access to most of left side basement.
And right side, he has the Fire Rod. And the Cane of Samaria.
But at the same time, wouldn't you go to Misery Mire first? Unless you don't feel that comfortable with dark rooms, and Misery Mire is one of the hardest ones.
I don't think they have the Misery Mire Big Key yet, do they?
You're right, they don't.
There's a sword.
1, 12, 10, sword in the U room. And that is all of the small keys for Turtle Rock. And there's our remaining Smallwood Skull Key. Well, the
Flute can be found in Ganon's tower.
possible logical flute list then. Also, Kohrek is going to be the first to visit Kiki the Monkey's hideaway. Just a fairy. And, yes, Chad, if I accidentally, wixed up my own merds, my apologies. Actually, that one I did on purpose, but whatever.
Kohrek heading right back into GT. I like this play.
And, Cane of Burna in the Freezer room. Jorstal, your strategy isn't necessarily bad, but I think we already saw a hint that said that Ganon's Tower Big Key had nothing of importance.
Oh no, Cold Stare getting away from Goomba.
Time to use that hammer. And in the meantime, Kohrek discovering there's one castle tower key, so right side basement required at a minimum. As Cold Stare goes down and drops some money. Or more specifically, cold hard cash. Should I see myself out, Jinxie?
No, that was really funny. I was laughing. That was cute.
Okay, thank you. Ooh, Hera is a crystal. That'll be good to keep in mind. And Swamp Palace is a pyramid crystal. Well, with silver arrows, the Ice Armos fight isn't going to be a problem. And look at that! Goomba is also thinking GT is the way to go. And with the Ice Armos defeated, what is inside? Bombs? Heart container? Bombs. Oh right, Kohrek doesn't have the hook shot to go across left side. Oh no, Kohrek is going to last location, the Kuko hut, isn't he?
Goomba about to pick up his small key to Aga Tower as Kohrek goes ahead into Ice Palace.
So, for those that have just tuned in, the reason why we're talking a lot about the hook shot. So, we have relatively easy access to Turtle Rock. There are two connectors we could take. Well, actually both of them would work within logic. We have to exit through the security wall. And from there, enter where Agina's cave is in the Dark World with Moon Pearl in hand, and there you go. And there was no small key to Ice Palace inside of Ice Palace, for the record. There's your second.
There's one.
That was the second one.
And there's our flute.
So there you go. Hook shot logically required in order to access the other key there. And so, Fire Snake Room and then Rando Room for the remaining unknowns in the basement. shovel. Why not? Money. There's Bombos a little late. Heart container and compass to pod. So, I'm looking at everything right now. We're still missing a few dungeon locations. But I'm curious what that last pendant is, because that pendant is going to help us determine whether we even need Eastern Palace or not.
Yeah, I think Eastern is the only one we haven't seen at the moment. We've got most of our item locations as well. Two of the big ones that are missing are Mini Moldorm Cave and Blind's Head, though.
Tower of Hera was seen, I believe, by Goomba, actually. It was at the, bomb shop.
Yeah.
But if you mean, do we know... Oh, never mind. Okay, that clarification has been, offered in chat. There we go, thank you. Alright, Kohrek now has a sword, and we'll put it to good use. And, everyone, do whatever form of respect or disrespect you want. We're about to have some music.
Once they're cleared out, head down, and down here, you're going to want to actually go into that stump. Tingle's in here, and you need to wake him up. Go up here, and this will activate that statue, which blows up and does this. And you get the Lost Woods song. If you get the rhythm
With
game
that,
the first time,
the
great.
goose
If not, go where my
is
link
loose.
is, and you're just going to use right on the D-pad, do the rhythm on the bottom. When the green goes to the middle of the...
wait.
Right,
I'm sorry. Was the audio on the other one by... Dang it. But yes, the flute, aka the ocarina, was found in Ganon's tower by Goomba. And with that hook shot, well, I say it's high time we take out Swamp Palace.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a good play. It's one of our 5-6 crystals, which we know we don't really need, but getting it out of the way is nice.
And, ooh, Kohrek opening the, rare safety door for some extra magic. Now, for those that are relatively new to Link to the Past and are wondering, why is Goomba in here without a big key? So the way that, Swamp Palace and Skullwoods work, the big key is used to get your item, and that item is just immediately used, so the devs felt that having such a big key door was kind of pointless. And also, nicely done by Kohrek for taking out Cold Stare. Jinxie, have we seen any of the entrances or items by the pyramid yet?
No, this is the first time either runner has headed that way, so this is going to be 3 new checks plus an item over here on the pyramid that we have not seen yet. Oh, a small key.
Here's hoping it's a good one.
And not that great, but it's alright.
And we have not found all of the palaces yet. We are still missing Eastern. Alright, time for those 3 entrances you had talked about.
To a connector.
The ferry connector. Right by a ferry? Well, so what about the other one? Are we gonna have a bunch of mini ferries here to have effectively a gin rummy set? No, it's the bomb shop.
Eastern is a crystal.
Oh boy. So, where's Eastern?
It might be in the Mire entrance. That would be good news for Kohrek.
Would it? Don't
Oh
we
yeah,
wait
he'd have
for
to
him?
go over there. It would get him over there at least.
Also, speaking of getting over there, there's Mimic Cave. We saw a hint about it. But it's just a heart container. And there's Misery Mire small key number 2. And oh, that's where the ferry connector took us. Got it. So, regarding possible entrances to Eastern, I mean, there are some possibilities here. But I don't know which one it's going to be.
Yeah, we're definitely narrowing it down.
I mean, I could just attempt to list them all right now, but I don't know if that would necessarily be a good idea here.
I mean, I think as far as easy access that we have access to at the moment, I think the Hammer House in Darkak is pretty much it. We need the mitts or the boots for everything else.
Hey, big key to desert has been claimed. So Argus is potentially hoarding progression, or blocking progression. But otherwise, you are correct that Hammer House is the only one that we have not seen that we can see. The remaining entrances are all blocked by some missing item, with most of them being tied to the Titan's mitts. Now, Goomba is making an early play into Pod and going for the boss at this stage? On the one hand, we get the crystal. On the other hand, we are missing out on some additional items that are, of course, likely sequence broken out of logic, but I don't know, Chat, Jinxie, what are your calls on Goomba's play here?
That's a tough one. I think it's still pretty early to go straight to the boss. But again, these runners are in the winner's bracket, and they certainly wouldn't be there without knowing which calls to make. So I definitely think, he knows better than I do. So I'll take his word for it and see what he's going to do here.
And for the record, J. Coper, this isn't completing a dungeon. This is just getting the crystal and leaving a bunch of items behind. Not exactly the same situation as completing here. But I get it either way.
I definitely think there's an abundant amount of pod keys, and really you only need 4 to pretty much full clear it, with the bomb jumps and what have you. So I definitely think he'll be fine. It's an interesting play for sure.
So as Goomba finds the Sanctuary Heart, Kohrek is preparing to take out Mothula's arena. I would say take out Mothula, but we know that Mothula's not the real problem. And, well, Goomba is going back in, but in this case, part of this is going to be a matter of what items do we see and, what are we potentially passing up on. In the meantime, Kohrek has taken out Mothula and gets a map to Thieves Town, which is one of the ones we're missing.
There's Quake. And the boots.
Alright, so in this case, that one key was what we needed, I guess. And now Goomba is going to Hammer Jump so that we don't have to worry about that one extra key. So this Hammer Jump is double pixel perfect. The bomb has to be in the right position. You have to be in the right position. Map has to be, well, ideally not in there, but, you can't win them all. And what was that? I couldn't tell.
Was it Titans?
I'd have to see an inventory
No,
check.
it wasn't.
Was that a Master Sword?
Might have been a sword. I think there's only a couple things that don't show up anymore. It's like a sword. What are they? Sword.
That is Master Sword.
Yeah, he has the Master Sword. Swords, medallions, and gloves. That's right. Okay. Thank you, Resetador.
So regarding what our runners need for effectively finishing the seed as fast as possible, and thus what we call go mode, if Kohrek would check his map and tell us what Thieves Town has, that would be great, but we may not see that. But not counting the whole, crystal pendant stuff, we need to know where Eastern Palace is located. We need the Eastern Palace Big Key. We need the Big Key to Tower of Hera. Oh, Goomba may check it. Perfect. We need the Big Key to Misery Mire. We need one more small key to Aga Tower. And if Turtle Rock happens to be a crystal, we also need the Ice Rod.
Oh, Goomba also got that shovel from Ganon's Tower he hasn't checked yet.
That is correct. I don't know if we're going to see that yet, but, hopefully soon.
That's an easy one to forget about, especially when you have the flute on top of it. It's like Goomba's heading straight back into Turtle Rock to get those 2 chests that he had to leave because he didn't have the fire rod his first way in. Well, his first time in.
Certainly not a bad idea. And this part right here is one of the few times you will see most entrance runners pause, because as you may have noticed, our runners have the ability to quick swap to different items using the shoulder buttons. Oh, big key to Eastern, that was required.
Now, if only we could find Eastern.
Oh,
it looks like Thieves is a pendant.
Which means we need the Ice Rod. There it is!
Wow.
It's Eastern! I think you called it.
So that means that Goomba has full crystal knowledge at this point.
And this also means that this seed could well, not necessarily. It's definitely a logically fluteless seed, but is it a logically bootless seed?
I guess it's still not in logic considering the pod keys and the lack of the lamp, but I don't think that really matters to either of our runners. But
right,
technically, they're not in logic.
Where is that dang lamp then? Here's the thing, we need the lamp before we can access the Pegasus boots. And before the Master Sword. So...
I bet it's a Misery Mire.
Could be.
It would have to be at this point. Misery Mire or Thieves Town.
And, we already know about, Quake Medallion, but it is still appreciated. And, oh yeah, we've only found 3 pod small keys. Technically, we're missing a 4th, if we were to properly go by logic. And be our bonfire, as long as we don't need to enter the Tower of Hera basement, no small keys to Hera are needed. But yeah, the one to get that one check and, allow for full clearing the dungeon, but... Ideally, our runners don't need it. So right now, we are down to missing 2 big keys and an ice rod.
And another small key to Castle Tower.
Oh yeah, that too. Instead, we have a red meringue, and Kohrek now knows about the Eastern Palace map inside the GT Big Chest.
At least Kohrek is going to get his big key to Eastern Palace before he finds it.
And that is true. Alright, so while we have, Goomba approaching a boss that's not really worth talking about, and Kohrek about to get a key, please follow both of our runners. They are giving us an excellent show. Do not forget about my commentary partner, Queen Jinxie, and our trackers helping us out, Siberian and Bane229.
And please don't forget about my fellow co-commentator, Wolfman, which it's always a pleasure when he's on comms with me.
You knew I had to call you that at least once, right?
I knew it was coming. I wasn't sure when, but I had a feeling it would come out at some point.
And there we go, Eastern Palace knocked out. Chad, it's not like that. You're silly. Anyway, while we are slightly befuddled by words and their meanings, Goomba is going to check out what the big chest has and what that torch had.
I thought it's a small key.
Yeah, but to where?
It's a pod.
So that is not the pod key to get the boots. Interesting.
That is interesting, actually.
So where's the actual fourth we need?
Pod logic is so dumb.
Well, perhaps we should, at the very least, knock out the desert in the back. The question becomes, will our runners remember how to go back there?
There's Mini Moldorm. I bet there's a glove in here.
I say big key.
Ooh, a sword. We were both wrong.
But yeah, I have to agree with chat. Wherever that lamp is, it's not pretty. So I'm kind of leaning in your direction, thinking that Misery Mire has the lamp within the first few chests.
Yeah, for sure. We know it's not on the left side, because that has our Ganon's Tower big key and then another useless item, but I definitely think it's a Misery Mire. We kind of had that pretty early and relatively early access to the hook shot, no matter how we got to it. And, Misery Mire is just sitting right there at Lumberjack, so I feel like that might be where it is.
And again, chat, we don't necessarily know if we need the Tower Hera small key. We definitely need the Tower Hera big key. And okay, Goomba did remember the connectors, so... Uh-oh. Okay, I always get worried whenever people, mirror away to those spots.
Goomba about to find the back of desert. Yeah, wall kicks. I think Goomba definitely does have a pretty substantial lead, and that's only because our hook shot is over in Dark Misery Mire. And when Kohrek was there, he was still in bunny form, so he wasn't able to bomb the wall in the chicken hut, even with bunny glitches. And that happened to have our hook shot today, unfortunately.
And so, we are about to take out the land molas for not only the final item in Desert Palace, but also the Green Pendant, which means Sahasrara may have something for us.
Blink and you miss it. The Lamolas are down with 3 silver arrow shots, and the green pendant is claimed by Goomba, just as Kohrek claims his crystal from the Armos Knights.
But yeah, Death Mountain didn't have too much to deal with today, but at the same time, there is technically still one cave that we could potentially explore, I think. We did find Spike Cave here, right?
Yeah, that was on the Mimic Ledge in the Light World. Was it Mimic? No, it was that one dead end ledge. It was connected to Paradox Cave.
It was one of them. Oh, Kohrek just found it right there. What is it with these runners just, knowing what we're going to say and taking care of it for us?
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. Looks like Goomba might be making that Misery Mire play even with that big key. What was it? Oh god!
Kohrek has what's needed to take out Trinex. Which means it's entirely possible that a Goomba may last location the Ice Rod.
Yeah, that is interesting. Like I said, these runners are so well versed at this game, it's impossible to say, oh, I think so and so is going to win, just because they're both so great at the game. Ice Rod is in Spike Cave up on Death Mountain.
Yeah, I want to say Spike Cave itself today is located, I'm gonna use vanilla terms here, but Pointless Fairy Cave common exit or top floor? That one.
It's the one right above the Titan locked cave at the bottom of Death Mountain.
Yeah, we're talking the same one. There's our big key to GT. Here's hoping we don't actually have to climb up GT.
Ooh, I don't want to curse them, but what if it's a required double dip at Misery Mire? The GT big key leading to Misery Mire big key at top.
Ooh. Sorry, that was a pod key. We had access to that with hookshot, so there you go. That's the key that would have gotten us our boots.
This has to be the lamp. It has to be. If it's not here, then it's in Thieves Town. Oh my god.
Also, Kohrek is knocking out Helma's King before getting the items. Everyone likes doing that. And
oh, he's turning in that green pendant. This could be our lamp. Yep.
There we go.
Wow.
Fire Rod blocking the lamp. Because why not?
Better late than never. Oh my gosh, you remember the shovel.
Well, we are down to, needing 2 big keys effectively, though Goomba also needs that ice rod. And it was just the unique 100.
I'm pretty sure the only item locations we haven't seen are Blind's Hut and the Lost Woods Thief on Aga 2.
Oh gosh, if this is an Aga 1, Aga 2 double combo, oof. I mean, right now we are spared, for better or for worse, a pedestal seed, but... Uh-oh.
He's making the climb. Yeah, I mean, there's still so many keys we need. There's 3 keys we're missing because we still need that. Oh, is this our Aga? Is this our Aga?
No.
Nope, that's Pod.
Oh my...
2 boot-locked keys for Pod.
We were expected to double dip Pod. Now that's just rude.
That also opens up 2 more chests in Pod. The Harmless Hellway and the Big Key chest.
I mean, that is technically true, but think about the way this was logically designed. We were expected to get those chests first. So we were expected to get the 4, get the boots, then get the 2 keys on the torches, then come back to take out Helmassar King.
And then go back to Desert and get the key off the torch to finish Pod.
Yeah.
You had to beat Desert to get, the lamp, to get, logical access to the boots, to get logical access to the other 2 keys.
Yeah, this is a video game. And for the record, the big chest in Ganon's Tower had nothing important. So we are just going to forget it exists and climb our way up Ganon's Tower. Also, I hope all of you followed how that key logic worked, because there is going to be a test later. No, there isn't, but... This is what can happen at times with cross keys. And if you want to know who generated the seed, Q-Game did. So send all of your frustration in their direction.
Yeah, we did... Wait, what question was I answering? Oh, we know what's on the pyramid crack. It's just a fairy, so it's not important. But those 5-6 crystals certainly are, because we need 7 of them to get to Ganon, who unfortunately is hanging out behind Aga 1 today. Kohrek on his way to take care of Trinex as Goomba continues his ascent of Ganon's Tower. Both runners have seemingly orphaned very important items. Goomba has isolated the ice rod in Spike Cave, which is on top of Death Mountain, and Kohrek has isolated the hook shot over in the Dark Misery Mire area. So we definitely have a race. Oh, poor Kohrek, still on Master Sword Trinex.
But at least has double magic, or half magic technically. You get the point.
Ganon's Tower really not paying off.
No, we are effectively down to 2 checks left. Moldorm's last possessions and the lost pyramid hole. And there we go, Trinex and Moldorm 2 are down. Golden sword for Goomba!
Oh, the key from Misery Mire!
For Kohrek!
Wow.
Oh. Oh boy.
What an interesting predicament we find ourselves in tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
So, this is going to come down to it's who gets their missing item first. As Kohrek now realizes, yeah, I basically know where everything is. Alright. We have... Oh, Kohrek is now in Misery Mire. We
Which
don't need
he
the hook
can
shot
full
for this.
clear on this one.
Exactly.
The
So-
pyramid drop is actually our Lost Woods Thief today.
And so, what is the item? Stay tuned to
he's
find
never
out.
back to the top of the pyramid.
Oh, but here's the problem. Goomba is gonna have to come back because... Well, actually, no, not really come back, but, you know. Just gonna check the entrances, go back to pyramid, fall down the hole, then come back up, and there you go. And yeah, Goomba doesn't need, that knowledge. Alright. Moment of truth. Is this necessary?
Oh, nope.
It's a bait.
But I wouldn't be surprised to see Kohrek do it as well, looking for that hook shot. Oh my god!
Trinex guarding Aga 1.
What a seed.
And Goomba is going to have to head back there. But the problem is, Goomba can't head back there until he remembers Spike Cave. So, we, at this point... Yeah, all we need is the Tower Hera Big Key, so, Q Game... Now might be a good time for a bet. We are just missing the Tower of Hera Big Key. So, once you see the command on, chat, go ahead and state where you think that... Q Game... Say that again, Q Game? Tower of Hera Big Key. That's the only thing we're missing. Yeah. We want to know where that big key is.
Goomba's heading to Spike Cave right now.
And for the record, the Sahasrara had our lamp on the green pendant, so that's not a good one. That reminds me, I know there's a command for it, but what's our current, like, sub-point goal or something? You know what I'm trying to do in chat. It was one of them. Alright. So now Kohrek is giving us the first Vitreous kill in the meantime.
And Goomba is heading to take care of Trinex. Ooh.
Ooh, Vitreous had the final small key. No thank you.
They checked Ped. It was just rupees, I believe. Yeah, they got the book super, super early, so didn't really have much of a Ped dream this seed, unfortunately. Goomba gonna have a much easier time with his Trinex fight with that Butter Sword. Maybe.
Not a big deal. Eh, 10 minutes from now. Yeah.
Thanks so much.
That was Q Game, our seed roller, everyone.
You know what's interesting? We are still missing a glove as well. Which, not that that seems to be a problem, but our key could also be on Smith, the purple chest, the hammer pigs, because we are still missing Blind's Hut.
And we are missing the Turtle Rock Vanilla entrance.
And Misery Mire.
We do have logical access to the Misery Mire entrance now. It's just a question of...
Oh, that's
go
right.
in.
Yeah, who's going to check it?
But in the meantime, Goomba is heading straight to Mire, going to hopefully remember to pick up that big chest. While Kohrek is in Thieves. And Chad is discussing about the Titan's Mitts, but yeah, Titan's Mitts don't help that much in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, no. Until it's on Lumberjack or...
Or hammer pegs, yeah.
Yeah. Until it does matter.
Such is the nature. Small key to Hera is going to be found probably in Blind's Hut, wherever that's located. I mean, unless there's another basement. Alright, Thieves Town, attic chest.
There's Titans.
French vanilla at that.
Thieves Town held both of our gloves today, as well as one of our Hyrule Castle small, but that doesn't matter. But both gloves were in Thieves Town.
You are correct on that. Didn't realize that Blind was trying to do some heavy lifting. Also, I like how Chad has just started turning the Titan's Mitts into the Infinity Gauntlet.
It really does look like them, though. I mean, that's fair. That's a fair assessment.
And just a piece of heart there? We are leaving the big chest to Thieves' Town behind, but we may not need it. Blind, what is your pun of the day? I'd peg you as a fan of the hammer! Okay, that's actually kinda good. I can't even do my silly yuck yucks with that one. Big key! To hell!
Oh my!
You
I think I said that it was fun. I'm blind.
Close the bets! Close the bets! We are done here!
That is something.
Thieves' Town Boss, aka On Blind. Less correct.
That's correct. GG's.
Hype! Wait, this isn't GDQ yet. Q-Game, I didn't realize that you were a little upset over the winners here. Leave the bad jokes to Blind, please. Also, chat is complaining that you can't be heard, so I will make this quick. Chat, 0 to 15, how many blue balls?
This race is going to be so close. Because Kohrek having that glove, he's going to go to Misery Mire.
Okay, guys, I'm so sorry. I
He's
feel
gonna remember
so
that chick.
stupid right now. But you couldn't hear me because my OBS lost my audio device. I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh. I know that feeling. I had Windows updates a few days ago because I was behind on an update and I had to reset my devices as well.
And thank you, Loza, for giving Unra2Talks a subscription. Thank you so much for your support. And Unra2Talks, give Loza some CSR love. Yeah, I'm alive. Hi.
Alright, so in the meantime, Kohrek took out Tower of Hera, Goomba's taking out Aga 1. Kohrek is still missing the hookshot. And that hookshot is necessary for Swamp Palace. Whereas Goomba has to go to Thieves' Town.
Oh my gosh, Kohrek is so close to the chicken hut. If he checks this, it's a race.
Here's the problem, we can't go to the chicken hut from here.
Yeah, but he has the Titans now.
Does he have the flute?
No, he doesn't. Sorry.
However, we do have right side Turtle Rock right here.
He's doing it.
Same as Goomba here.
They
what the?
both are. What's happening here? They're both opening Misery Mire. He's doing it!
Kohrek is about to get the hook shot.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a race.
And Kohrek just stared at it for like half a second and was like, okay.
Because Kohrek is in go mode now. There is Blind's Hut. This could be really bad for Goomba.
It's going to depend. I think the small key to Hera is in here. Oh, Thieves Town. That's gonna actually make things a little worse. Or maybe better. Goomba does have to clear it. There's that Hera key. I knew it was around here somewhere. So, as long as... If Goomba heads to Thieves Town first, then this is still going to be very close.
He doesn't have a choice. That's the only place he can go.
Technically, Goomba could go to Hera first, check the basement.
I don't think he's going to do that.
I would hope not, but I am required to state possibilities. But Goomba is making correct call.
Great.
That's Thieves Town. Kohrek,
Oh my gosh!
Kohrek, meanwhile, has to complete Swamp Palace and Aga 1. Kohrek, don't worry about that big chest. We're gonna have a close one here, folks. At least that's what I'm feeling here.
Oh my gosh. See? That's what I said. You can't call anybody that you think is gonna have it. So Goomba has to finish this, and Hera, and Kohrek has to finish. Oh my gosh. If those gloves lead Goomba away, they shouldn't, because he's going to go straight to Hera. He's going to get the big key and go straight to Hera. Yeah, it's fine.
I think Goomba will be fine. Kohrek has to go through Aga 1. At the very least, we'll get a health refill after taking out Aga 1. Alright, which direction? Yep, pick up the maiden first. And then, is Goomba going to check the big chest? If so, that's another, like, 10 to 15 seconds. Yep, going to check it.
Ganon is behind the lumberjack.
And bombs. Hera today is located at the Dark World Bomb Shop location. So right now, as Goomba learns of another pun, Kohrek is about to teach some punishment to Aga 1. We just have to get up the tower.
I think, unfortunately, all those blue balls that Aga has in store is going to give Goomba just enough time to edge out.
I just realized I never counted the blue balls. Who won that? And how many blue balls were there?
There's a bunch. I was too busy like, oh my god, this race. Okay.
According to chat, it was just 2.
Oh, I thought it was more than that. I thought I heard the music cycle a couple times on Goomba's side. I could be wrong, though.
It only it had one full cycle based off of the MSU track that Goomba's using. Which, by the way, in case you couldn't tell, and I believe it is playing on stream for all of you esteemed guests, It is the Four Swords Adventures track today. Where I presume any tracks that don't fit still have their original.
Oh my god, I can't even take this. I would say they're easy a minute apart, if that. Maybe Goomba ahead a little bit. But Kohrek is a lot closer to GT.
Another thing to keep in mind, Goomba has the golden sword, which may not matter much, but if Kohrek is not perfect on the first two phases of Ganon...
Oh, that fall. Oh my gosh.
It's not a Ganon fall, but it's still scary.
They're gonna be Ganon at the same time.
And if that is the case, no, I think you're right. Goomba may be there about a minute faster. Remember, it's just 2 sword swings against Moldorm. Aga 1 takes time.
Yeah, it's like a... Oh, and as soon as he beats Aga 1, he's going to the pyramid. He doesn't get to walk right out. And Kohrek doesn't have the flute. He's gonna have to save and quit to Sanctuary.
Admittedly, I forgot where Sanctuary was. Oh, right, Blacksmiths. Which, admittedly, is not a bad place to save and quit too, but... Goomba?
Where's he going?
Oh!
Oh, good call.
That worked!
Nice.
Okay, that's not a play I would have figured, but it maybe frames faster? It doesn't matter. Anyway, here comes Ganon's words of wisdom for the match, as Kohrek just takes out Aga 1.
Wow. Oh, this is gonna be so close. Missing one arrow can mean the difference in this game.
And we just missed talk about burritos. Honestly, I think this match is making all of us hungry. And already to phase 3 of 4, as Kohrek is trying to hurry. The hook shot was only needed for Swamp Palace today. That at least helped Kohrek out a bit.
Yeah, not having that hook shot definitely didn't slow him down.
But Goomba is already on phase 4. Ooh, didn't get the torch glitch and missed a torch.
That's it.
But
Oh
as
my
long
gosh.
as Goomba can cross the Bridge of Destiny and not fall, which I have seen some runners do that, this is game. Destiny
Wow.
achieved. Go ahead and call it.
GG's to Goomba with a... Hold on, let me get the official time. With a time of 2 hours, 18 minutes, and 22 seconds, Goomba is your first place winner in this round 1 winners bracket semifinals.
And Kohrek is just trying to take out phase 3. Ganon is being a troll. And okay, Kohrek did get silvers, which helps here. No torch glitch for either player, but it may not matter.
It's going to be like barely over a minute between these two racers.
As Kohrek is now waiting to cross the Bridge of Destiny.
And at 2:19:36, Kohrek is our second place winner. Barely a minute between these two racers. Wow.
Wow is a good way to put it. Perhaps we should bring our runners in.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a race.
Yeah.
I will grab Goomba and put him in. We have to wait a little bit more for Kohrek. But there he is. Welcome, Goomba.
Hey.
GG's.
And I'll just switch to the interview page. There we are.
So what did you think of that seed? Wow, just over a minute between you and Kohrek's finish.
Yeah, so I pulled up the restream after I finished, and I gotta say, I was not expecting the hook shot to be what was holding Kohrek up.
Yeah, we were nervous the whole race because he didn't have the Moon Pearl yet when he found that Misery Mire connector. So really the only thing over there for him was the chicken hut. And so it was kind of really, really isolated. And then he pulled out that ice rod from Spike Cave, and that was kind of isolated for you up on top of Death Mountain. So it really became a race then. It was really, really exciting. Oh my gosh, chat was going crazy. It was a phenomenal race. Definitely GG's to both of you guys.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how to feel about that ice rod, because on the one hand, it was in a really dumb spot, but on the other hand, I got it before going into Thieves Town, so I felt kind of good about that.
Kohrek had that ice rod first, which is where we started.
I'm not surprised. I mean, he didn't have hookshot, he obviously didn't climb Ganon's tower, so... Or, well, maybe he did, but he certainly didn't do Aga 2 at least.
That is correct. Kohrek did not get the golden sword, just stuck to right side basement. Didn't even go left side basement at all.
Yeah, no hookshot, I guess that makes sense. Although, knowing that the flute is there, I would have gone for it anyway, probably, but...
Well, that flute did help with some movement.
Oh, it was really nice. It didn't unlock anything, but it was very, very nice to have.
Yeah. Now that I realize it, almost all of the dungeons we needed were in the light world today, which feels, I mean, I guess perhaps normal for Cross Keys, but at the same time, it was just strange.
I can't even recall where all the dungeons were. I just marked them off on my tracker when I full clear them, so I don't even remember where half of them were.
Okay, and now we can move in Kohrek too. Welcome to Kohrek. GG to you. Hi.
Alright, thanks.
GG's.
GG.
So you had us all kind of nervous about that hook shot, my friend.
Yeah, I I didn't know where it was, so I wasn't nervous about it. I figured it was just buried somewhere.
Yeah, I had that one early.
And it certainly didn't hold you back. Like, you were still flying through everything. If anything, I think it probably helped you. Just because Goomba ended up doing like Hookshot Cave, the top of Ganon's Tower, the left side of GT, and you kind of were able to skip all that. So it was really interesting seeing how you both routed, and my god, a photo finish at the end. It was a phenomenal race to watch. It was such an honor to get to commentate for it. It was great. It was truly great, and I want to thank you both for putting on such a tremendous show.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that one back.
Yeah, I'm glad it was a fun watch and fun to commentate.
Yeah, that ice rod though. Yeesh.
Ice rod was easy. I had that like... Total Rock was probably like my third crystal or something. I don't know, something like that.
Nice. I couldn't do Spike Cave the first time, and it probably took me over an hour to get back to it.
Yeah, and then it turned out to be like the whole sequence to get you guys to go mode, because, you know, the ice rod led to the Misery Mire big key, which led to the Castle Tower small key, which led to everything else in the freaking seed.
Yeah.
Where was the lamp, by the way?
Green pendants.
Sahasrara.
Huh. That's funny.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, this seed certainly had its interesting logical pieces, and then, oh yeah, something that I don't know if it ever was going to come up properly, but I want to point this out. So there were 4 small keys for Palace of Darkness that you needed for the boots, and the 2 torches had the other 2.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. I was a bit worried about the 2 checks I left behind in Pod, because I went there with 3 keys and left them both behind, and then, immediately found another key. I was kind of worried about Harmless Hellway, but ended up being nothing, so no big deal, I guess.
Well, look on the bright side. This was such a close match. All of the Zelda Speedruns chat wants to see you do it again.
Well,
Hope you'll
lucky
be ready
you.
in about 22 and a half hours, or 21 and a half hours, sorry.
Yeah, we'll be going at it again tomorrow, same time. Hopefully it'll be as good as this one.
Do you want me to make the next seed too?
I don't know. Can you put the ice rod somewhere nicer next time? Can you make Thieves Town a crystal next time? Stupid pedant Thieves Town.
Can you have a quicker to access sword next time?
Yeah, that's part for the course, really. Although getting my first sword in Ice Palace at 110 might have been one of the less convenient spots in recent memory, I suppose.
Both of you got your first sword there.
Yeah, I figured as much. Ice Palace was fully accessible relatively early. So I would imagine we both did it kind of early.
Yeah, and every single item location has been accounted for both of you. I think the only one that Kohrek might not have had was Hookshot, which he did find but couldn't check, and Blind's Hut, which was a Misery Mire. So yeah, it was pretty interesting.
And I think the only stuff I didn't do was the Mitzlock stuff and the 2 one-offs in Palace of Darkness. I think I did everything else. I'm not sure. There were a couple entrances I had that left unchecked as well. Hammer Pegs and Turtle Rock. Not sure if those had items. But
Yeah, no, they didn't, because you guys didn't get those Titans till super, super late, so there was really no checks of the Glevelock locations, which it turned out not to be anything anyway, but
yeah.
wow, I'm still kind of reeling how it went from, Kohrek still needs the hook shot and Goomba still needs the ice rod to, oh my god, they're both on Ganon at the same time. It was something, guys.
Yeah.
2 completely different routes, and it was amazing.
I mean, that's cross keys for you. You sit down and talk about the seed afterwards, and it's like you played 2 completely different games, and yet you were done within 2 minutes of each other. That's what I like about this mode.
Yeah, it definitely made it interesting, and we were talking at the beginning of the race, who do you think is going to win and this and that, and I said you can't call it beforehand. There are way too many variables in this mode, especially that can just turn anything. It could have come down to a Muldorm 2 fall. It could have come down to anything. Just those little seconds adding up when you're playing, 2 people that are, the best in the game at playing cross keys. So it was really, really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, the GT climb sucked, but it did kind of point me in the right direction, because the connector to Hyrule Castle the connector to Bumpy Ledge was in Hyrule Castle, which got me over closer to Paradox Cave, so I could go back through and check Spike Cave, so that kind of worked out, I guess. But, yeah, when I was up on, when I found the floating island connector, I was actually debating between dropping down to the 2 entrances or checking Spike Cave. Because, like, at that point, I had found all the dungeons, and the only real item-dense entrance I hadn't found yet was Blind's Hut, so I thought, maybe I should take the one guaranteed item instead of checking 2 entrances that might just be nothing. And
That worked out.
I guess if I had done that, probably would have finished a bit faster, but that hair biggie still probably would have taken me a bit to find. I don't know. If I was hair biggie for Go mode, I'm not sure if I would have done Thieves Town before GT Climb or not. Maybe. It's hard to say.
But either way, kudos to both of you. Chat, please give these two a follow, Goomba90 and Kohrek. Cause, they're gonna do this again. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, right here. At least I hope it's here on ZeldaSpeedRuns. But we also have ZeldaSpeedRuns 2 and ZeldaSpeedRuns_3 that you should follow as well, so please do that. Don't forget about my commentary partner, Jinxie Girl. And our 2 trackers for the match, Siberian and Bane229.
Stealing my text, but thank you there.
Sorry,
Okay.
but if you want to cover the other games that's happening, please.
Now you can go for that.
I didn't have them pulled up.
Neither do I.
Come prepared.
But I know that in 3 hours, I guess it's in 3 hours we will have another Zelda 2 randomizer. And I have no idea what will be the next thing, but probably something like Freaky Fridays for OTR and your guys' second race and all those cool things that you can enjoy here on ZSR, ZSR2 or ZSR_3. And with that, I would really like to wrap all these languages. 20 minutes before 3 AM for me, so I am allowed to do that. I want to wrap up shortly. Thank you all for participating, for volunteering, and also for watching and subscribing to ZSR, following us, and being active in the chat. And yeah, have a nice day, have a nice evening, have a good sleep or whatever, and see you on the next event here on Zelda Speedruns. We're going to give a raid to someone else who's playing a Zelda game right now, and I wish you a good evening.
Have a good night, everyone.